Hi everybody! Today for Creative Creatures, we're going to see how I draw a Platyplax. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Okay, so obviously a platypus. That's kind of the idea. The plaques, don't know. Don't really know. Just, getting creative for today. So that's it. There's your explanation. But come on, how much more creative do you need to get besides a platypus? You know what I mean? That is already pretty crazy. So let me just see what I can do here. Trying to make something crazy looking for a platypus and a little more eccentric, a little more crazy, But like I said, I mean, you're already pretty much there. So it's almost impossible to get any crazier. But we're gonna see what we can do. We're gonna see how far we can take this little guy. And so, yeah. I like that. Cool. Yeah. This is working. I mean, obviously, the whole idea is just, that he's a little guy, and he's almost like a dragon. Maybe is that the word I'm looking for? But he's not a platted dragon. He's a Platyplax. I don't know, I guess I'm trying to justify it for some reason. I don't know why. I feel like I need to. But, again, we're drawing crazy. So, we get to do whatever we want. So that being said, I just want to add extra crazy stuff, Ooh, there we go, an inside and an out. So I started like overlapping, but if I alternate, it's kind of a little crazier, huh? Maybe too crazy. Let's dial it back a little bit. And I don't know, I'm just going for like a swimming shape and maybe like a little trail of smoke, Ooh, where's my edge? I don't want to fall off. Okay. Like a little trail of smoke of something, I don't know if he's in the water or if he's flying, or if he's just in your dreams, just something crazy to make just a way for us to come up with some creative stuff. And add what you want to it as well. Don't feel like you have to draw exactly like I'm drawing. Remember, this is always what I say. This is how I draw. You draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. There you go, something like that. Yeah, I like that. Or maybe not, we'll do that over. There we go. I say we switch over. I say let's get going with the Sharpies. That didn't take very long. Again, because we're creating, we don't really have to worry too much about, what's perfect, what's right, or what's where. We just got to get a rough idea before I switch over to Sharpies. And I want my Sharpie to stand out, not my pencil lines, so that's why I'm going to erase just a little bit. If you're working with pencils, you go for it. You don't worry about erasing. You just start pressing harder. You use those confidence lines. Usually what I say is as you first sketch, you're just laying down light lines, and as you get more confident, you press harder. So when I go to erase, the confidence lines are a lot harder to erase than the sketch lines, so it's a nice way of saying you get rid of your sketchiness, you follow your confidence. It's the best way to live your life. Alright, let's welcome everybody that skipped and get going. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but a pen's a little finer than the fine point. It can find things that a fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out, but I've erased a majority of the dark light lines, and the darker lines kind of stayed a little bit, and that's what I'm going to use to guide me. I think I'm going to just go straight into it with the big Sharpie because I don't have to worry about fine details like tiny little things like eyes, you know. It's going to be big, gigantor. So let's go ahead and draw that bill, and that'll kind of place where the rest of it's going to flow that way, okay? So I'm going to start with this side and come around, and I'm strategically drawing it a certain way because I sketched it a certain way. So I want it to kind of look a little like this. So bigger here, smaller there. Not exactly like a platypus, but again, this isn't a platypus. This is a Platyplax, or, you know, it's what we're making up, basically. So basically what I'm trying to say is we're doing whatever we want, so we don't have to worry too much about being specific. And speaking of, I'm going to add little stuff like, I don't know if these are going to be horns or crystals or what, but I'm going to add extra little stuff here. Let me add this little indentation that I got here. Again, don't know what I'm doing, just thought I'd make some fun stuff for a you know, creative creature, just seeing what we come up with. Let's do this for the nostrils. I'm gonna kind of do like this. Something like that. Now, before I go further, let me add some Sharpie technique. In other words, I'm going to add just a small thin one like this to kind of complement the other lines, but not take away from it. You know, we're kind of doing just some strange things here, and we're just kind of accenting the feel for the big sharp edges, the big Sharpie fine point edges, because they're so thick. We're kind of playing around with thick and thin, and that's not his face, that's his mouth, and it kind of looks like a smile too, but it's just the way I'm going to color it. The edge is going to be a little highlighted. Like it's going to be a lighter edge there and darker there. You'll see. But that's basically what I wanted to do real fast, and just kind of do some just crazy extra lines like that. You know, something strange. And especially, let's go with crystal. So I was thinking about this when I was talking about I'm going to do something right here, and let's do them now. Let's just go ahead and do it with like the Sharpie fine point, or sorry, the Sharpie pen, just to complement and accent the thick versus thin. And so we'll just say they're crystals. And that's kind of the nice thing about crystals, is there's no right or wrong way to do it. Just adding some sharp edges to make them growing out here. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. Just some kind of built sides. There you go, something like that. Maybe we'll have it growing out of there. Maybe I'll complement a couple of lines here. And I'm going to add some thicker edges because it makes a nice contrast of thick versus thin, but it's not as thick as that. So it's a nice little inking technique. There you go, something like that. So see, already we're making some crazy headway here. Alright, so for his little eyeball, we're just going to do something like this. And you know what, I don't know why I put this away. Well, here, let me do this. I want to do the bottom of his mouth, like that. The other side, kind of, you can't really see it from the angle, so we're not too worried about it. So let's do something like this. And then let's add this, kind of like that weird goat eye, that weird, you know, a little blob of an eye, little something special. Something like that. I like that. Almost like, is it on fire? Is it a flame? Is it a catfish? Let's do something like this. I was talking about this in the sketch. I was like, is this a dragon? Is this a catfish? Is it a... Don't know what that is. Don't know why I did that. You know, it's just add in the craziness. But again, that's the nice thing about, you know, a creative creature is there's no rules. We get to do whatever we want. Ooh, I like that. This is getting really crazy. Okay, before I go too crazy, let me just jump over to the rest of the body, because I could be doing this detail all day long. So maybe we'll do stuff with color, but I'm just going to be sitting here drawing little stuff. So let's just keep moving and see where we go. So I'm going to draw to his little arm right here, kind of like a little fur look. And so his arm right here is going to be, we're going to do kind of based on a platypus, but not. So I'm going to draw his little fingernails like this, around little fingers. So it's almost like they're not really points. They're almost like curved, like fingernails that grew out. So like the curved part of that is growing out, but it didn't go into a point. That's kind of what a platypus looks like. But again, it doesn't have to be a platypus. You know, it's our design, so we get to go a little crazier and just kind of add something like that, and just add, I don't know, something. Let's add a little bit of accent. Like this, just to kind of, you know, show that there's a little bit more than just, you know, the hard edge that we just did. You know, there's a little more finesse, a little more craziness, a little more strange. All right. So I'm still looking at a picture of a platypus, but I don't think I need to anymore. You know, I think we're so far deep into it that we're beyond what a platypus looks like anymore. I kind of want to do rings on his nails, but let's leave that for color. Okay, so I'm going to do another part of the body flowing back like this, but I think I'm going to start like ringing him. So I don't know what this is, but I'm kind of going to do him in layers. That's what I'm trying to say. So do his hair back like this. Okay, that's just part of him. The rest of it is going to go back. We saw the picture. You know what happens. Let's see, I'm going to draw the rest of his head flowing like this, but it goes behind that crystal. So all I'm really going to do is that, and the rest is colored or covered, you know, because of the craziness there. Maybe I'll just do a few little hairlines just to show it's some kind of fur, I guess. There we go, just a little bit of accent. Okay, so before I forget, let's go ahead and finish up this half by drawing his other hand. And so we're gonna do kind of the same thing here, but not. So I'm gonna come down here, and we're looking at the inside. This is the outside, so the inside we're gonna say is more kind of like this, where it's one solid piece. So I'm just gonna do something like this, and then we'll do what you could see where the toes or the nails are coming out, like that. Okay, but again, this is the underside. That's more of a solid piece as opposed to knuckles like that. That's what we're gonna say. Or that's our reasoning, is basically what I'm saying. Because there's nobody to say this to, except for you. You're the only one watching. I don't have to explain anything to anybody, except for you. Maybe, you know, just kind of why we're doing it. And there you go. I think that's all I'm going to do for his hand. It's probably going to be in the dark anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. So I've got his body flowing this way. Let's draw another little leg. We'll say that it's just kind of attached off like this. And we're going to say that it's pretty much the same thing, kind of a nail toe thing. And we'll do one like this. This one we'll say is all you can see is that much because of the angle. I'll do a little bit of like we did there, a little bit of craziness, a little bit of detail, a little bit of monster detail. I don't know, is he a monster? I mean, they're creatures. You know, that's why I like calling them creative creatures. But that doesn't mean it's a monster though, right? There we go. Awesome. Okay, so now I'm going to continue the way I've got them flowing, and I'm pretty much just going to do this. I'm going to come out like that. Don't know why. It just felt like it, you know? Just some kind of ringed layer, you know, kind of a layer. I keep calling it ring, but it's just a layered look, and I don't know exactly what it is. But again, that's the whole point of creative creatures, is just getting crazy with it. Alright, so I'm going to bring it in like this, give him a little like shovel tail. Like that. I'm going to ring it around, and then I'm going to do like a smoke something trailing off of him. Like that. And watch this. Here we go. I kind of want to do some stuff there, like maybe some hairlines, but I don't know, maybe we should leave it alone. You know, let color take care of it, and not go overboard with trying too hard, you know? Just maybe some subtle lines like this, just to kind of show a little bit of line work, you know? Just some kind of, is it feathers? Is it, I don't know what else to call it, you know, just something like that. So that's all I'm gonna do. You're welcome to continue and go crazy with it and just do all kinds of fun stuff, but that's what I'm gonna do. So I want to do like a little trailing smoke kind of thing, kind of like as if he's doing one of these through the water or in the air. Don't know what this guy's doing, you know? So I'm just gonna do kind of like if there was smoke behind him, you know, kind of the strange wispy, you know, who knows? I'm gonna bring it up here. Now, again, I'm just kind of making this up to give it a strange, weird, wispy look. Boom goes the dynamite. Don't know what that is. Weird puff of smoke. But yeah, but I wanted to use the lighter Sharpie to come up with like I said, a more strange, wispy smoke effect. Clouds upon clouds, you know? So there you go. I say we take care of the rest with color. So for creative creatures, that is a Platyplax.
So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures on How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.